This is Leader Time by FedNet, your podcast source for remarks by Senate Majority Leader John Thune and Democratic Leader Chuck Schumer on the Senate floor during the 119th Congress. On June 3rd, Thune highlighted the coming public release of Trump accounts for America's children. The following material is protected by copyright.
Mr. President, as of tomorrow, we will be 1 month away from the opening date for Trump accounts. These are new tax-advantaged investment accounts for children created by Republicans' Working Families Tax Cuts. And as of a few days ago, parents can now download the new app for Trump accounts. The app will allow parents to track current and projected account balances, schedule automatic account contributions, whether that's $20 a month or $200 a month, and eventually choose among multiple broad-based investment accounts, all designed to make investment easy. The app also offers several modules to educate children and parents on investing and to boost financial literacy. Mr. President, Trump accounts, as I said, were created as part of the Republicans' Working Families Tax Cuts law. We call it the Working Family Tax Cuts for a reason, Mr. President, because that's who we were focused on with this legislation. We prevented a massive tax hike on Americans making less than $400,000, made lower tax rates for hardworking Americans permanent, increased the child tax credit, which we had already doubled in 2017, implemented no tax on tips and no tax on overtime to give American workers a further break on their taxes, instituted a new bonus deduction for seniors, and more. All of these measures were designed to help everyday Americans and to make life a little easier for working families and help put their dreams within reach. Trump accounts are a part of that. These tax-advantaged accounts were designed to allow parents to save for their children's future beyond their education, to give kids a nest egg, whether large or small, to help them buy a home or start a business, to help them pursue their American dream. And if kids choose not to withdraw money once they reach adulthood, they can use these accounts as retirement savings, a financial priority for every American. Mr. President, to get savings started for a lot of families, kids born between 2025 and 2028 will receive a free $1,000 for their Trump account should their parents choose to open one and opt into the money. That money alone will grow over a kid's childhood. And then, of course, parents will be able to add, as desired, anywhere from a few dollars to up to $5,000 a year. And parents are not the only ones who can make contributions. Employers will be able to contribute to Trump accounts for their employees' kids. And multiple philanthropists are also offering initial contributions for a lot of American children. All of this is designed to give kids a leg up in the world of savings and investment, and as I said, a head start on their American dream. Mr. President, musician Nicki Minaj attended a Trump account summit with the president a few months ago. She grew up in a housing project in a family that faced its share of financial struggles, and now she's raising her own family. And she had said of the Trump accounts, and I quote, "This program will benefit everyone, decreasing the gap for future prosperity between children who traditionally aren't born with a full bank account and children who are," end quote. Decreasing the gap for future prosperity between children who traditionally aren't born with a full bank account and children who are. Increasing opportunity, opening new paths to prosperity, ensuring that working families can keep more of their hard-earned money. That, Mr. President, is Republicans' mission and the goal of the Working Families Tax Cuts. I'm proud that working families are benefiting, and I look forward to seeing the opportunities that will be unlocked next month when Trump accounts kick off.
Schumer focused on acting Attorney General Todd Blanche in a pending budget reconciliation bill, anticipated as of this publication to hit the floor after a last-minute delay last month in perhaps hours' time.
Mr. President, this week put the contrast between the two parties in bright lights. Republicans are consumed by Donald Trump's priorities, his corrupt slush fund, his gilded ballroom, his rogue police force, his reckless war with Iran, and his refusal to contain in the rising costs Americans face every week. Democrats are focused on the American people's priorities, lowering costs, bringing stability, and fighting back against this administration's rampant corruption. At a time when families are struggling and looking for answers, that contrast matters. Republicans are fighting for Trump. Democrats are fighting for the American people. And we will keep driving that contrast every day on every issue. Now, on the slush fund, to anyone who takes the constantly lying Todd Blanche at his word, I have a bridge to sell you. Yesterday, Todd Blanche claimed the Trump administration will halt its plans to establish a $2 billion MAGA slush fund for Trump and his cronies. But when asked, Blanche said, "I am not committing to do anything in writing." Are you kidding me? This, one of the most corrupt things that America has, and he won't even put it down in writing? The American people need the commitment to stop Trump's corruption, not only in writing, but codified in law. And he won't even write it down because he knows that Trump is lying. He probably knows that he is lying. That in a week or two, Trump will come back, he'll come back, and others will come up with a new corrupt scheme very similar to this slush fund, if not the same. Blanche also said that Trump and his family will keep their brazenly corrupt tax immunity. That means that if Trump and his family get to keep at least $100 million they owe in unpaid taxes. At least $100 million. No audits, no consequences, no strings attached. No matter what, from the start, I will personally push to permanently ban both the slush fund and the blank check Trump cut to himself and his family that would allow them to cheat on their taxes when this Republican conciliation bill comes to the floor. Again, I tell Republicans, you're going to have to vote on ending the corrupt Trump slush fund once and for all. You're going to have to vote on deciding whether Trump will be able to evade any tax audits and will be allowed to cheat on his taxes, and you're going to have to vote on it. And I ask you this. I ask Leader Thune. I ask every Republican senator. If you believe the slush fund should be banned, if you believe Trump shouldn't get tax immunity, then why wouldn't you just vote yes and make sure we put it into law? Because we all know that the word of Trump and the word of Blanche are, to put it kindly, flexible, and to put it realistically, not to be trusted, particularly on a matter as vital as this. Does anyone think that Blanche will keep his word to drop this grift? Just weeks ago, Blanche lied under oath to Congress, claiming that he met with Epstein survivors. The Epstein survivors themselves said that was a lie. Does anyone think they can trust Blanche when he is in ongoing legal battles with former clients who have accused him of forgery and malpractice? Todd Blanche's word is as worthless as Trump's. So when you see these newspaper headlines, Trump is backing off because Blanche gave his word. Again, I got a bridge to sell you. No one really believes it. Trump just wants to slide off the hook, hope this goes away in a week or two, and comes back and does all the things we caught him doing in the last few weeks. Trump's word, of course, the American people know is worthless. No one believes he tells the truth. Trump promised to lower Americans' costs on day one and broke it. Trump promised never to cut Medicaid and broke it. Trump promised never to start any new wars and broke it. Trump promised to release the Epstein files and broke it. And Trump has made thousands of other promises, big and small, and broke them all. It's only a matter of time before Blanche and Trump go back on their word and resume their efforts to put your tax dollars in the pockets of MAGA billionaires, violent criminals, and, of course, the Trump family. If Senate Republicans truly want to stop this corruption, stop relying on the word of a compulsive liar, Todd Blanche, start doing your jobs and pass legislation to ban Trump's MAGA handouts and his rampant tax cheating, and ban it by law, ban it permanently. That's what Democrats are going to put on the floor, and if you really believe it should be banned, you'll vote with us. If you're trying to hide, duck, shimmy, whatever, vote no. Trump may not keep his promises, but Democrats will keep theirs. I assure the American people that. Republicans are going to have to vote on this slush fund on the Senate floor. If Republicans don't vote to ban it, they'll have to answer to the outrage of the American people who are sick of lining Trump's pockets when they can't even afford the most basic of necessities. Now on reconciliation. After weeks of Republican infighting, we still haven't seen a draft of the Republican radical reconciliation bill. The American people don't need to see the bill text to know that Republicans are fighting for Donald Trump, not for working families. Even without Trump's billion-dollar taxpayer-funded ballroom, which Democrats successfully killed despite Republican best efforts, the bill is rotten through and through. At a time when Americans can't afford gasoline, housing, health care, food, Republicans won't spend a dime to bring their costs down, but are more than happy to fork over another $70 billion to Trump's masked agents who have unleashed chaos in our streets and threaten to do it again. Americans are burning through their savings right now, but ICE and CBP are currently sitting on $100 billion that Trump and the GOP pumped into these rogue agencies last year. The American people need every penny they can get right now to lower costs. Trump's agencies have more cash than they know what to do with. Whenever we go into a vote-a-rama, Democrats will be ready. Every vote, every amendment we'll bring to the floor will demonstrate that Democrats are standing up for the American people and Republicans are selling out to Donald Trump. Republicans will have to vote on costs. Republicans will have to vote on tariffs. Republicans will have to vote on Trump's disastrous war with Iran. Republicans will have to vote on ICE and Border Patrol's abuses of power. Democrats want to lower your costs. Republicans want to waste your tax dollars. Democrats want to rein in MAGA's chaos. Republicans want to let that chaos run wild. No guardrails. Democrats are fighting Trump's corruption. Republicans are aiding and abetting it. And Republicans aren't out of the woods yet. Democrats are just getting started. On the Pulte appointment. Trump's appointments of Bill Pulte to serve as acting director of national intelligence appears to have been a hastily considered backroom deal based on loyalty to Trump, not the security of our nation. From what I can tell, no one in the administration consulted the law, which requires the DNI to have, quote, extensive national security experience. Extensive national security experience. In contrast, Pulte has a record of abusing his office to attack Trump's political enemies. The timing of this announcement could not be worse. With just over a week until FISA 702 authorities expire. This announcement and its timing clearly make passing an extension of FISA much harder. At a time when our nation is at war and our troops are in harm's way, we need someone serious to lead the intelligence community, not another unqualified, inexperienced partisan. The security of our armed forces, the security of the American people depends on real intelligence and someone who states the facts clearly and boldly. Pulte would be about the last person I would pick to do that. He's simply a hack who does Trump's bidding, no matter how egregious that bidding might be. Now on the election task force. As Trump continues to wage war on free and fair elections in America, Senate Democrats' Election Protection Task Force is gearing up to protect our democracy. Later today, our task force will convene to strategize on our responses to potential threats to America's elections. The senators and a first-rate team of election experts on our task force will simulate different scenarios, including interference operations from a foreign adversary, Trump deployment of federal agents to polling places, and law enforcement agents seizing ballots from local election officials. Our task force is keeping Trump up at night because he knows the dire straits he and his party are in the midterms approach. Instead of changing his disastrous, deeply unpopular policies, Trump is pledged to deploy, quote, an election integrity army in every single state, unquote. But in Trump's eyes, he believes that an election only has integrity if he wins it, and he doesn't care if he cheats to do it. In fact, he likes cheating. Republicans are already ignoring your wages, your health care, your rent, your grocery bill, your freedom. Democrats won't let Republicans ignore your vote, too. Democrats will be ready with lawyers, observers, and response teams to respond the moment Trump or his allies try to interfere with our elections. We will be ready, and we will preserve the integrity of American elections, something so sacred for 250 years.
Follow the reconciliation votes on our YouTube channel at FedNet TV. This program is, and provided only for informational and educational purposes. Unauthorized reproduction, distribution, or use of this episode without expressed written permission from FedNet is prohibited. Thanks for listening to this FedNet podcast.